would like to thank Semder for sponsoring this video today. Thank y'all for coming back. Last video, we started this thing. I did come to get the fan so I know what to order and take the alternator off and get it to the shop where they can get started on it. Today I really just come to see what had happened to it that caused it to quit moving when he parked it some 9 or 10 years ago. The clutch is stuck. See, that's free. I'm gonna put this transmission in a gear. That's good. This is the trouble. This clutch. Let's check the oil in it. I know that's the oil. Yeah. Oil's good. I'm gonna see about this. All right. Found this drawbar. It's heavy, and I'm gonna try my best to hit right about there. That's where I think the problem is. All right. That's not budging at all. I'm not moving it at all. I've got to find a way to get this clutch freed up. And it's right here. Let's take some stuff off and just see what happens. I'll be doggone. But you can see right here, I can clutch it. And then when I move this one, that side's moving. So that was freed up in there. It's from here down, and I'm like I told you, I'm gonna try to take this off right here and see if maybe that right there what caused it to act up. And luckily, if that's it, I can take that apparatus off. How you like that? Apparatus. Come on right there. Gotta free it up enough. I tell you what, these are. Okay. That still froze up. So it tells me it's not in there where I was at. It's all right here. And this right here. Okay. We're tracking it on down. I ain't getting this one out. It's gonna tell me if it's there or there. Hopefully it tells me. Hopefully it shows me that. I know I got that pin out. I might have just had one left in there. Hang on. Might have just pulled half of it out. Maybe lock that back over there. I did. See if I can get something to take it on out with. Some things just whip you. Some of the littlest things. Some of the things that you wouldn't think would whip you. Just like trying to get the camera to hold up right. I finally worked it out of there. Just can't hardly tell. That clutch pedal, it's definitely stuck. And that right down there is froze up too. My, oh my. Wow. All right, let's see. I'm gonna take this quarter pin off next. You'll stand by. Yeah, that went a washer. Well, I got to find another quarter pin. This a couple of days later. Went to Marvin's, picked up they're not exactly the same, but they'll work. Same length, but they're close enough for government work. But my plans are put that shaft back in there, start it up in neutral. That should turn the transmission and turn any pressure to like release the parking brakes. Not sure, but anyway, I want to try to clutch it by hand, put it in gear, and just see what happens. It feels like a little bit of clutch to it, but we'll find out right here shortly. All right, let's see about this right here. Found something in. Got that back in there. Wasn't hard. It's just hard for me to work through all this. I'm gonna put the battery on it, start it up. Nothing easy about pouring hydraulic oil in this. I had to transfer it out of my 5-gallon bucket. Can't help but to lose a little bit. We are getting 99.76% in there. I don't see it on the sight glass yet. Alright, got that on there. I know y'all seen me do that plenty of times. Alright, gonna have to get it uncovered. Alright. A few weeks of sitting. Didn't take much. I remember that. And I believe that was try the blade real quick, see if we got any hydraulics. There it goes. Got that. All right. We got hydraulics. I'm gonna try something with the muffler. See if I can get it to work. This is where it rusted out. You know, it caused all the damage. But I'm gonna see what I can do with it. I know those bolts right there would be, whoa, be rough to get off. Guys, I really don't know how to sell anything or do anything except show you how it works.
You have to make sure that little dog catches the back of the reel in this hole on the back. And the reason being is this will backlash kind of like a fishing rod.
Yeah.
And so when you pull the trigger, it starts feeding the wire. When you let go, it'll keep spinning. If you don't, this has a brake on it, and that's how you adjust the brake on it. You want it to see when you pull the trigger, when the wire feed rollers start and stop, you want the spool to start and stop at the same time. If not, it'll backlash. If it backlashes, then it'll wad the wire up and give you a bunch of feed issues. And so you want to see it spin and stop pretty quick. I'd say the brake's pretty free right now, so it needs to be tightened up a little bit. So you just tighten that center nut. Then you get you into your wire. This is a bottom feed, so your spool of wire needs to come off the bottom and go in here. A top feed, your rollers would be set this direction, so the spool of wire would need to come off the top, or else it would kink and give you issues. I've got to turn it over. I've got it wrong. Now the wire's coming off the bottom of the roll. Always keep your hand on the wire so it doesn't backlash. We need to cut this off where it doesn't have any kinks in it. Then you'll feed it through that little wire guide right there. They call that the liner. You see it comes through the other set of rollers here. See if they're moving? We need to ring this other liner that goes down to your gun. So now we've rung it, and we can put the other top of the drive roller down. Now you can release your wire. And so at that point you're ready to turn the machine on and pull your trigger, spool it out to the end of the gun. And it should be that with some shielding gas and some settings, you should be good to go. So anytime that you're respooling, it's always a good idea to keep your cable out straight. And also take your contact tip out of the end of it so the end of the wire doesn't hit it and feed it out. So select MIG on the plasma process here. Alright, so that's the one we want there. Pull the trigger and you should be able to see the drive rollers. Back over, you can see it. As soon as I pull the trigger, the drive roller starts speeding off. We'll wait for it to come out the other end. So now we're out the other end. Put your contact tip back on. Each one of these have to be sized for the size of the wire, or the wire will not fit down in it. See how it slides up and down the wire real good? So you want to screw that back in, and we'll snug that down with a pair of pliers, just barely snug. And the shielding nozzle will go up. This basically just helps the shielding gas. The shielding gas comes out of these little pinholes. from your cylinder. This helps direct that as a shielding envelope for your welds. Screw that back on. Now you're ready to roll.
The muffler that he is fixing here was $970 if they offered it. They do not offer it. He was able to take some scrap metal and fix it to where we could use it. I know that there's probably a muffler somewhere that would have worked, but tracking something like that down would have took a long time, probably. And put together, and he knows, you can tell by the welding that he knows what he's doing. And he gives a thumbs up on this welder. So I'm going to use his thumb up and say, if you're looking for a welding machine and you need a welding machine, I highly recommend this welder.
Me and him swapped. I did that.
Is they're thinner than what the filling material is.
Yeah.
So the melting point of the muffler is less than what it is of the wire. So that's why you got to kind of go in and spot it, lay down some material, and then you can come back over it, hold on it longer for it to fuse in. So now we just need to cut in our center hole, put a piece of pipe that y'all got cut off, weld that up, and you ought to be a done deal. Hook on it, we're at 25 amps. Go down to about 20 because that's pretty thin. Rock and roll.
And it didn't make a difference. Didn't make any difference.
And what I did with my
So they told me up yonder it was.
If you're interested in a portable welder, go to the link in the description below and use the code DBW30 for 30% off your purchase. I highly recommend this machine. The instructor was very pleased with the machine.
Where are you an instructor at?
Tuscaloosa Technical College in Fort Walton Beach.
Okay.
Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Teach structural and pipe.
What's the oldest student you have right now, and the youngest, is it?
Right now, the oldest I think I have, it's around about 38, 36, 38. The youngest I have was 17.
Okay, guys and gals.
And gals.
Yeah.
Correct. The 17-year-old was female.
All right. Well, we'll put some information in the link in the description. Let's try something with this Harbor Freight Fortress air compressor and this Harbor Freight Pittsburgh 20-ton hydraulic jack. bit different. Gotta lift the blades back up off of the then we sort of kind of assembling. Real quick. My jack gave way. Stand by. Let's try that real quick before she falls. One time. Going in a gear. Fire in the hole if it'll turn. Wow. I couldn't steer it. We let the engine cool off, get it to push over this way some, and try to get it headed that way in the shade anyway. We're right here in the driveway. Got a lot to do on it, but that was the first move in over 10 years on its own. I lost the footage of where I took this off. Even if maybe I didn't film it, but I did go back where Jacob and I was doing the head and putting the head back on, and I got an idea how it goes back on there just by that. I'm about to put this back on. I'll bring y'all back when I get it on there. All right, well, we got that problem solved. That's a lot better. My goal is today, or I'm going to try to put the battery in it now and see. I left this as the next day. I put that back on there to keep water getting in the intake and the exhaust. Get the exhaust put back on there where I can run it for a while and hopefully get the steering clutches working. Hopefully this will work. This will be one problem. We got the engine done. Hopefully the clutch is done, and the next is the steering. And I know we got a hose leaking up here on the blade. That's the easy part, and maybe we can get this thing put together and sold to somebody.